Welcome to the Kingdom Culture Podcast that was created on purpose with a purpose to empower, uplift, and guide others to the center of God's perfect will. Kingdom Culture family, welcome back to the Kingdom Culture Podcast. I hope everybody's been having a great week. This week, I want to talk to you guys about a phrase that one of my mentors uses a lot, and that is, mean what you say what you mean. And to me, it highlighted three different things. One is it brings you to have accountability with yourself. It brings you to be fully honest with yourself internally and externally with people. And it builds your confidence because you're going to take action. So the first part, mean what you say. To me, this means that you are showing up in your, friendships, relationships, work, whatever else, as authentically as you can. You are showing up as yourself. You are not trying to, make yourself small, make yourself not heard or seen, or make yourself a people pleaser, because I used to be like that, to keep the peace. And now I don't mean that you're going to go and be super rude and do all these things, but you have to say what you mean. And when, struggles do come or conflicts come, communication is going to be the key, but you cannot be silenced or allow yourself to play it small because you don't want to upset somebody, right? I found myself being this way with my marriage. There was a lot of different perspectives that we had, and I would always be like, oh yeah, you know what, never mind, because we're going to argue, so I don't want to argue. And so I would not have my 2 cents per se. And it led me to be very quiet and not have my own opinions, and I forgot who I was, and it was a whole debacle, right? But the moment that I realized that I was playing it small and not allowing myself to express myself how I meant to, I started changing it. And I did this within my marriage, I did this with friends, I did this with just acquaintances, and I realized how freeing it was to just show up as myself and allow myself to be honest and quit lying to myself, to be okay with allowing things that I wasn't okay with to happen. And it's freeing because you are going to show up as you are. And the ones that are supposed to be with you and love you and be part of your life will be part of your life. And the ones that don't, won't be. So say what you mean. Quit lying to yourself. Be brutally honest. Question how am I going to say this so that it doesn't come off as rude? And actually, I can communicate and express myself in a way where I'm heard and actually, are seen. And so I want you to start practicing radical honesty. Voice what you actually mean. Voice what you're not okay with. And, stop playing yourself small. Stop using things to keep you from, just being the best that you can be, right? Set the boundaries that you need to, and allow yourself to be heard. Say what you mean, right? The second part is mean what you say, right? So this is what's going to build trust within yourself, because you're going to take accountability. You're going to say, okay, I'm going to start going to the gym. Cool. Make a plan to start that. So don't get stuck on the little things of what clothes do I wear? What gym shoes should I have? What gym am I going to go to? How many hours? Simplify it as much as you can so that it's easy. Make a plan. So, okay, cool. I'm going to start going to the gym. I don't know what gym yet. Cool. Pick your gym. First one. Maybe it's a cost thing for you. Maybe it's a location thing for you. But just pick a gym. Then set a date. Set that date and start going to the gym. Set the time that you're going to go to the gym. Take accountability for what you're saying and take the actions that you need to get to that goal, right? So for me, when I said I was going to start going to the gym, it was hard at first because I'm like, oh, my leg, I can't work out as much as I want to. I'm a mom. I can't spend 2 hours in the gym, yada, 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 yada. Until I realized, you know what? I'm worrying about things that don't matter. Let me just pick a date, and I just started to go, and I haven't stopped since. But I'm saying, if you simplify what you need to do, you will take the actions needed to get you to that goal, right? So start following through. Even on the smallest things. So a smaller thing. Like I told myself that every morning I was going to give myself a positive affirmation for 2 weeks, for 14 days. So what I do is I get in front of the mirror as soon as I wake up and I give myself an affirmation. I am the daughter of a king, something like that. Something simple, but I have to do it for 14 days. And if I don't do it for 14 days, I'm going to start over. But what that does is that's me following through on something that I told myself I was going to do, and it builds my trust within myself and my skills, right? And you start building trust within yourself, then you start seeing that you're capable of all the things that you ever set your mind to do. But it starts with the smaller things. Because if you say, cool, I'm going to make my bed every day now, and you don't, you're quitting on yourself. And you quitting on yourself is demolishing your confidence. Because you're like, oh man, I told myself I was going to do this thing and I can't do it. I'm so dumb. I can't do things. Your self-negative talk comes out of your insecurities because you don't trust yourself to do something. So start small. Start with making your bed every day. See how that goes. But do it. Do it do it every day for a period of time. For me right now, it's my positive affirmations every morning for 14 days. And after that, I will start something else, right? But start following through with the things that you told yourself you were going to do and start building your trust. And I promise you, the bigger goals that you have will no longer look as scary, right? And then being honest with yourself, right? This is the hardest part, I think, because it forces you to call yourself out. And nobody likes doing that, right? Like, you don't like to be like, oh, this is what's wrong. This is the habit that I have to change. Oh man, you know what? This is what's keeping me from being the best version of myself, right? But you have to call yourself out. Because if you don't, you're going to get stuck and never change. So if you're not making progress, where are you lying to yourself? Are you really too busy to work out? Are you just not making a priority? Are you actually healing, or are you just distracting yourself with the next thing? Are you truly happy with where you're at, or are you settling because change feels scary? Right? So this is something that I had to learn the hard way. I had to sit with myself and admit that I wasn't being honest about what I needed, and that I wasn't happy with where I am in life. It was very, very uncomfortable because I'm like, oh, I'm thriving. Like, this is the best that I've ever been at, but I wasn't, right? And nothing was changing because I wasn't being honest with myself. I wasn't aware that I was lying to myself, and I sat down and journaled through it and said, you know what? I don't like this part of my life, and this part, and this part, and this part, and this part. I want to be X, Y, and Z, right? I want to become this person. I want to have this kind of lifestyle. I want to be able to help other people. So having that real conversation with yourself with no excuses, no sugarcoating, just truth is what's going to have you change your life. And you're going to start by making small changes, right? That align with who you are, who you actually want to be. What does it look like to be at your highest potential? What kind of, person do you want to be? Do you want to help others? How do you want to help others? What's your bank account going to look like? What kind of person do you want to show up as for your kids, your significant others, your friends? Who do you actually want to be? Not thinking about what others are going to think about you, not thinking about the judgment, not thinking about your fears, not thinking about staying in your comfort zone, but truly being honest and saying, this is what I want. I'm going to go get it. Right? Say what you mean what you say, and take action to change into that person, right? And you'll start aligning your actions with that person, and like I said, like, your life will change. As always, I have a Bible verse for you guys. The Bible verse for this week is Matthew 5:37, and it says, all you need to say is simply yes or no. Anything beyond this comes from the evil one. How simple. All you have to say is yes or no. I think that we let our minds run and we let little things stop us, and we overthink and we let our fear just be. But the Lord says all you need to say is simply yes or no. Anything beyond this comes from the evil one. It emphasizes the importance of being clear, honest, and intentional with your words and actions. Jesus teaches us that integrity means saying what you mean and meaning what you say. No fluff, no half-truths, just honesty and following through. So this means standing firm in your word, not making empty promises, and being real with where you stand. Your words and actions need to match, because if not, you're misleading yourself. How amazing it is that God gives us wisdom with a simple yes or no. It could truly be that black and white if you wanted it to be, and simple. Just start following through. Keep the promises you kept to yourself and build your confidence. Be honest and allow yourself to change, because you deserve it. It's not that you have to. It's that you get to. You deserve a better life. You deserve to use all of the gifts that the Lord has given you. But you can't do that if you're not being honest with yourself, if you're not showing up authentically, and you're not taking accountability. So, I want to challenge you guys. Pay attention to your words and your actions. Are you actually saying what you mean? Are you following through on what you say? And most importantly, are you being honest? I promise you, the more you align your words with your actions, the more powerful you become. This is how you build confidence. This is how you heal. This is how you change your life. So, if this episode hit home, send it to someone that might need to hear it. Share it with your friends, family. Put it on your social medias. And always remember that I'm here for you. If you need coaching, I always leave the details below. And know that I love you, but that the Lord loves you more. Always, 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 always. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And we'll see you guys next week. God bless.